Don't mind me. Don't mind the flip cam. It's like you're on the Real World or a reality show. It's here, but it's not.
He's not really here.
I'm not really here.
It's a figure of your imagination.
You and Michellie just happened to run into each other. You guys were having your nails did at La Costa. Yeah, and so now.
Let me ask you the question to make it a lot easier.
There we go.
Okay, so there's always somebody in your life. Who got you into your first sport? Who got you into triathlon?
My mom. So my mom is a gym teacher. Yeah, she kind of raised us playing every sport. Soccer, hockey, softball, basketball, and then by junior high I was mainly playing ice hockey and soccer. And then ice hockey and soccer in high school. And it came to what would I play in college. So I ended up choosing ice hockey. It coincided obviously with some good academic schools that I was fortunate to focus on that one. But yeah, probably similar to your running coach, my ice hockey coach, but that was until college that really pushed me with that sport though.
High school running coach who got me in triathlon. Before every race, he'd hand me like a little quote.
Yep. Yeah, Jeff used to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it did have an impact. You know, we'd giggle and laugh about it, but definitely had an impact. So what would happen? He'd give it to me, and then I'd sort of float it down the water, whatever kind of race it was in the ocean or river. Cool. You know, it was like a little story, and it sort of was nice because it sort of gave you something to think about.
Yeah.
Besides what other things, but definitely the small things do count. I think that's a good lesson that everyone can learn. How did you get into triathlon?
So actually my parents kind of did a few spring triathlons. I was still in college playing hockey, and I did just a local, it was, I think we mountain biked through the woods, jumped into a pond and swam across, and then ran up this mountain in New Hampshire. So that was kind of my first, and then...
I think that's called a redneck triathlon.
Yeah, it's New Hampshire.
Sorry.
You could be yuppie redneck.
Yeah, yuppie redneck. Sorry, keep going.
And then, so I graduated, and then the day after graduation, I went to Thailand. I moved to Thailand for a year, and then, so I knew what they were, had still only done that kind of local, and met some guys over there that were training for Ironman Malaysia in the heat, and I was like, I want to do that. It was probably, I think it was 3 months before. It was November, and it was in February, I remember. And I was total, just no money, college kid, traveling around. And I had my sister bring a bike over, and we went down to Malaysia, and I did it. It was, I forget what I did in it, but I was the last one out of the water, breaststroke.
Okay, I was laughed out of the water in many of my first races. So I never get put off by that.
I was like, there's my bike! Where is it?
I know, I'd be like, how many people do I have to carry? It was funny because a couple of months ago I was at a race and I ran into a bunch of people that I first started racing with. And she was laughing because she's like, Michellie, remember when I used to beat you out of the water? And she used to be one of the slowest swimmers. And I'm like, yeah. But it wasn't until I met this one coach, Dick Kane, and every Friday we'd swim 800s on the 5.5 minutes in a 50-metre pool. And it was so funny because I went back there when I was in Australia a couple of months ago. Friday, 800s. Guess what we're doing, Michellie? I'm like, 800s? It's funny how, sometimes coaches don't change. They have their success and they do it. So, he chased me in the bathroom many times. I'm like, I'm done. I've swam an hour and a half. I'm getting out. It's like, they always try to get me to do these. One session was 100 100s. I'm like, why? And they did it at Unedited on the weekend. I'm like, why do I want to do that?
Yeah. So did you ever just focus just on swimming?
No, I definitely, the way I always did things was, yeah, you got to work on your weakness, but it's not like I gave anything else away. I still did my bike workouts, still did my run workouts, and yeah, I definitely swam a lot of mileage, but one thing they did teach me early was swimming good technique is way important than swimming thousands and thousands of miles. You've got to get good technique down, and I definitely had some good coaches over the years, and I continue to struggle with my technique because it's not pretty.